Good morning, Miss Emma.
Okay, we are starting financial maths, so this is actually the maths that's relevant to everyone in this class, so you should be paying attention anyways in every lesson. It is a tech-able topic, so this will only be on the tech-able section of your exam. So calculators out, laptops down, screens, yep, perfect. And put the calculators on your desk for now, you don't need to do anything. Okay, so as I asked you before, how many decimal places do we need the answers for if it's a money-related question? Two decimal places. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Do we need to round things off to the nearest 5 cents?
No.
No. Can we pay the actual amount?
Yes.
Using an electronic transfer? Yes. Okay. Let's deal with questions. We're talking about rates today. What is a rate? Have you heard of it before? Okay. Is that a hand up? Okay, yes.
How quickly or slowly something increases or decreases?
Yep, that's a very good point. We use that in science, how quickly something is increasing or decreasing as well. Rate. When you think about rates, how many quantities should be there? Two at least, you reckon? So how quickly something is changing with time. Does that make sense? Any other ideas? Can someone give me an example of a rate? Where you use the word rate of.
Is it like international rates?
Yep, rate of what?
The dollar?
That's just the price. We're not talking about how it is changing. So not exactly what we're after. Rate of anything? Okay, alright, I'll just tell you then. So rate compares two quantities that are of a different kind. For example, let's have a look at your hourly rate. Who works here? Who has a part-time job? Okay, what's your hourly rate? Just make it up. I don't need to know actual.
$24.
Okay, so can I say that this person earns $24 an hour and is lying? Yeah? No? Okay, good for you. I'm actually impressed if you're earning that much. Well done. So the rate that he gets paid is $24 an hour. Are there two different quantities in here?
Yes.
Money, that's dollars. We put our pencils down. We stop playing around with the blinds. We can deal with that later. What are the two quantities here? Money he's getting and the number of hours. So we're comparing two different quantities. So if he says that I'm getting $24 an hour, that is a rate. And is it in the simplest form? Yes. If a rate is in the simplest form, the second quantity is 1. So in this case, was it 24? That's how we write a rate. First quantity over the second quantity's unit. So $24 per hour. Is the number of hours 1? Yes. So this rate is in the simplest form. Now, if you worked for 2 hours, how much money would you get?
48.
So, you can say he gets $48 for every 2 hours. That's a rate as well. But is it in the simplest form? No. Which one makes more sense to you? Him telling I earn $48 for 2 hours or $24 per hour? Exactly. And the most important implication for you guys in your everyday life is when you go out shopping. Who has seen that at grocery shopping, especially at Woolworths now, you see unit pricing. Do you know what unit pricing is? Okay, so if you're buying let's say you're buying paper towels, okay? So let's say there were 3 different brands. Some had different number of sheets in it. Some of the rolls were bigger, some of the rolls were smaller. No, actually, paper towel is not a good example. Let's talk about chocolate. Actually, pasta sauce. Let's talk about pasta sauce, okay? Let's say you have 3 jars. You have one with 150 grams in it. You have another one 175 grams and the other one 160 grams. And they were all different prices, right? Now, how do you know which one is cheaper? Will just the price be enough? No. Let's say it's pretty cheap. Let's say you're paying $260 for it. You're paying $265 for this, and you're paying $255 for this. Is it safe to say that the 150 gram ones is cheaper?
No.
Not necessarily, because are these the same amounts?
No.
No. So that's when the unit pricing comes handy. So unit pricing is, they actually give you at the bottom, so maybe go home tonight or this weekend when you go grocery shopping, maybe go grocery shopping with your parents and see what you find out on the label. Each label will have the price here, so $255 or whatever. However, at the bottom it will have that many dollars per gram. And that'll tell you which one would be the cheapest. So can we find the unit pricing now? So if this is 255 for 150 grams, how much is for 1 gram? Can I divide 255 by 150?
Yeah.
Do it now, quick. So $2.55 divided by 150.
1.7.
1.7.
1.7.
1.7.
1.7.
3.9.
I got
What?
0.017. Is that in dollars?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Convert it to cents, please. Times it by 100 and you get 1.7 cents per gram. Sometimes they do it for per 100 grams, so it's actually equal for all of them. Let's find this for here as well. 265 divided by 175 and then times it by 100 to get it in cents. And the third one is alright, which one's the cheapest? The middle one. Because in terms of how much you're getting for the money you're paying, second one is the cheapest. So that is why unit pricing or simplest rates written in the simplest form are useful to us. So make sure you go to the supermarket this weekend and take a photo of unit pricing or something that relates to it. That's your homework on top of your normal maths homework and revision for the weekend. How good am I? Yes.
But it's only like 0.1%.
Yeah, I'm not saying buy that one. I'm just telling you how to figure it out.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes there's more difference, a bigger difference. Yes, and I'll make these numbers up anyways. Alright, so do we understand what a rate is? How many quantities do we stop that now, please. It's annoying me. No, just stop it where it is. Thank you. How many quantities do we compare in a rate?
2.
2. Are they the same quantities? No. And for a rate to be in the simplest form, you don't talk when I'm talking. For a rate to be in simplest form, the second quantity must equal 1. Is that clear?
Yes.
Next one, eyes on the board. Write these as a rate. $1.20 for 1 liter of petrol. So can I write it as per liter?
Yes.
Yes? How do we decide which quantity comes first and which comes later? Yes.
The one that doesn't equal 1.
Which is not the case for these 3. Yes.
The price goes first.
Price, most cases will go first. What if they're not prices like something else, like 5.5 meters of timber? For them, that's actually money as well. Why would the price go first?
So you can go second.
Does the price depend on the second thing?
Yes.
So the quantity that's dependent is written first. So doesn't the cost depend on how many liters you've filled up? Yes. So the dependent quantity comes first here. Put your pens down. Thank you. So cost is $2.45 for every jar. You write it as $2.45 per jar. Next one. Write as a rate in simplest form. $40 for 5 hours. So how much would be for 1 hour? 40 divided by 5? Which is 8. So you write $8 per hour. Okay? Next one. $38.45 for 7 kilo of oranges. How much would we pay for 1 kilo?
7 divided.
No.
38.
What's the rate? Dollars per kilo. So what would you divide? 38.45 by 7. Do it now. On your CAS. 2 decimal places.
5.4.
5.49. 78.
I should have done 2 decimal places here. So my apologies. We'll fix that later. So $5.49 per kilo. Happy with that? CAS down. CAS down. Thank you. 5.5 meters of timber costs $45.50. Now a lot of students will think because meters is written first, maybe we write length per dollar. Does that make sense? Not to me. Does length depend on the price of the amount of money? No. You need a particular amount of timber. Won't you buy that much timber and then they'll calculate the cost according to it?
Yes.
That's a sensible thing.
Yes.
So what depends on what? The cost depends on how much you need. So, dollars per meter.
8.27.
Yeah, so 45.50 divided by that.
8.27.
I'll check.
8.27273.
I said wait till 4.
How did he get that?
Sure.
Oh, 5.5, sorry. 8.27, yeah. That's it. $8.27 per meter. Any questions? No, because it's 272, so you round it to 7. Yes? Any questions? How many quantities do we need in a rate? 2. Can they be in the same units? No, they're generally not. And for a rate to be in simplest form, the second number must equal 1. In some cases, in supermarkets, they'll do per 100 grams just to make more sense. But generally, for simplest forms, the second quantity is 1. And the quantity that's dependent comes first. Is that clear? Alright, any questions? Great. Enjoy.
You want to do this?